Aries, welcome back for your mid-month love reading. I've pulled the cards ahead of time. I hope you guys are well. If you're new, welcome. Now, if you are needing a booking, you can go to the link directly below. I am available during the silly season for bookings and emergency readings. And also, let's hope that 2019 is good. Okay, now, in your love energy, I have pulled clarification cards for each element depending on what, element you're actually dealing with at a romantic level. So there's additional information, after I've done your read. The energy that is coming through, however, for you guys very much is connected to you going through an aspect of a transformation. So you've got your crown chakra activation and your third eye. So you can be experiencing some headaches and really getting to a point where you're in a pickle, but you're wanting to be left alone so you can do this transformation. And again, we are heading to Christmas and, New Year's and all the rest of it. So due to that factor, it's totally understandable. Although it's very much a separate energy. It's like you're setting the tone and the frequency for what's coming in 2019. You're coming in with, your crowning energy of awakening. So it is very much an aspect of, going through a transformation, looking at the big picture, and really looking at, especially with your second card, Limitless, you're really looking at it from the perspective of bringing it all together and what it's all going to look like. So you're seeing the infinite possibility of it, but directly, especially with the brown, it's almost like the road before you. You're almost projecting forward to where it's going to be and what it's going to look like in your love life, and very much again using your crown, and you are protected, but you're removing yourself to get this clarity. I feel that depending on what element you're directly dealing with, you're going to be interacting with him at different levels, and I will explain that in a moment. But it feels as though you do have the clarity, but there's pieces of the puzzle you want to put together. So you want to be left alone so you can do this, work, so to speak. And it is very much time out. It can be directly connected to family members. You could have a merging families. This can be your mother, father, brother, sister, could be your biological children, theirs. In general, the bigger picture, and trying to bring, two worlds together, but really needing the time out to see how this is going to bode and how you can grow this situation. Now, there's something in relation to integrity going on, and I did this video previously because I'm testing out a camera, so that will be used in 2019. But within the energy that was coming through, with the integrity card in reverse, it's very much where a past tense frequency occurred in your life, and you're meditating upon it and you're saying, right, in the past somebody hurt me. It can be the direct person you're dealing with, or it can be your actions. It can go either way. But that is the energy upon meditation. However, it's not defining it. It's more you're being very adult about it in a very practical, rational 3D manner. And it could be due to Christmas and New Year, not wanting to, jump the gun, really settling the balance, so to speak, of life before you move into 2019 in your romantic sphere. Now, it's not to say that that's not going to come full 360. At this point in time, when you receive the reading, it's very much that is the tone of the reason why this person will act in a particular way directly connected to you. So if you have that self-awareness, it may help you not to take the direct situation so personally, and try and give them space. Now, when it comes to your emotions, it can be that you just feel your head spinning, especially when I say with the awakening, it's third eye, crown chakra, you really going inside yourself, too much going on around you, but really seeing the future potential of how to take this connection forward. The thing is, you're not willing at this point to surrender into it due to the fact you're meditating upon it. So whatever has transpired in a sense of communication, conversations, or your enlightenment connected to it, you're not communicating about it. You're holding your cards close to your chest. It feels you're trying to resolve an internal feeling of a past situation, but you have clarity connected to a person you're directly thinking of or in love with. This person you have a deep connection with, but the reality is because you have a deeper feeling for them, than perhaps a previous tense person who did cause harm that lacked an aspect of integrity. And it could have even been a previous chapter you both shared together. They're really wanting to do it in a way that it is correcting the tone moving into 2019. Now, one energy I am seeing and feeling with you guys is, you know, a lot of times when I've done the readings moving through for Aries, they've really had a mass transformation. And I do feel they're wanting to set the tone correctly. Now, most of the year we've been in retrograde, so it's completely understandable that the frequency is coming through in the reading this way. Yes, we would love the better roses, but this energy is coming through at a very practical level. Now, if you are dealing with an earth sign, they haven't given up on you and you haven't given up on them. It's merely a separation where both of you directly are meditating upon your own domain. So you could currently be in the relationship with this individual. However, the way you're reacting is very singular in a one notion. That's not to say it's staying that way. It's in a meditative state. It can be that you've got things on your plate at the moment, but at the heart of the matter very much is romance for you guys. It's funny, I'm really feeling for those of you who are working that are Aries, you utilize your work to meditate. Interesting individuals. I've got to say I do that myself. If I'm thinking, I go into clean mode and I'm organizing, and that's really the energy that's coming through. So if it is tying up of loose ends, I do feel for Aries connected to the earth signs, it's like you're both tying up your schedules. This individual, you know, of the earth sign feels as though they haven't given up on you. They're quiet. They're feeling quiet about how you are reacting directly to them. Again, look at their sign and see the frequency of what's coming through for them for deeper insight. But I do feel as though they haven't changed their mind. They're trying to get this grounded. They have a great deal of warmth and love for you, but they're really trying to allow you to have this transformation. They intuitively feel your frequency and your energy. It might be within 4 days, or it can be connected with them. They may be dealing with 4 aspects or 4 individuals. But again, I do feel you're the boss of it for some reason. I don't know why, but it feels the frequency of, and ultimately speaking in our own frequency and energy, it's the old saying, that's a you problem, that's not a me problem. Even in the aspects of love, you know, when we resolve that in a conflict and we get to that balanced place, we're very much able to then give to the other in a better format. And I do feel you have this self-awareness about yourself that you can actually achieve that mid-month. Now, if you are dealing with an air sign, they're a bit reserved connected to this, and it might be you guys are doing a bit of mirroring at the moment where they've got the love there for you, but they're misunderstanding the way you're reacting to your love. It's like the 7 languages of love. That's what I'm hearing. The way they see love, the way you see love is different, but it's not to say you're not going to become very vocal, verbal, and romantic. It's more that at the moment you're being adult and they're misinterpreting it as you don't have love. So it can be this tit for tatty energy, but try and keep that frequency kind of at a balanced level, especially after the retrogrades moving into, you know, the new year, etc. To keep that energy balanced. I do feel if you can open up the chain of communication or have the compassion towards each other, it's going to flow in a very natural manner instead of it being too intense. And I think all of us are feeling quite intense because it has been so, and sometimes we do tend to project to the ones we love, but it's not intentional. There is a great loving connection here. Fire signs directly dealing with Aries. They're very passionate. I mean, they're really hot and heavy coming up towards you, so be super cautious. That may be the direct reason why you're like, look, slow down. Yes, I'm feeling it. There's things on the table we need to deal with. You're being very practical 3D with it. They're seeing the potential. They're almost like holding the Fool card, I'm hearing, where they're ready to move it to the next level. They see the potential and they're sitting there going, you ready yet? Look at the way they're standing there. You ready? And it is a 9, you know, moving into that next level of the connection. again, they can actually be having some achievements within their own life, and really moving forward. It can be a change, so to speak, of residence for some of them. It can be that you're actually moving in together as well, but it just feels a transfer, a transformation happening in their life and with you. You're looking at the bigger picture and how you guys can directly connect in together. Water signs directly connected to you guys. They feel a bit more nervous. Now, the reason I'm saying this is that it can be that you've had a chapter with this individual before, or this element before, and they're looking at the two sides, the two facets of each other, you and them, and how you are quite similar in the way you deal with things, but at the same time, they're feeling a bit more reserved connected to this connection. They have undergone a mass transformation. Some aspects of rude awakenings, they really have transformed. They've worked incredibly hard on the internal of themselves, but it's transmuting that out to a point they're able to show it to you. You, on the other hand, may be looking at this individual and be feeling, are you both looking at something the same way? And I feel a very quiet energy between the both of you where it's like you're doing the same thing. It very much is you're doing the same thing, whereas with the air signs seem to be triggered by the way you're reacting to them. And earth signs at times can feel a little bit distant to you, but it's absolutely not intentional. There is a lot of love. It feels more a calming frequency. But with the water signs, there's this emotional aspect and maybe communication's necessary. Definitely a lot of love with the earth signs and the air signs, and great passion with the fire signs. But I'll leave it at that for the moment. Have a wonderful new year, and I will be back during the month for live sessions. Otherwise, if you're wanting a booking, love and light.